Yes, guys, hope everyone is doing good. So tomorrow is Leeds Everton. It's one of those games for me. This is the first game of the season where, given where they are in the league, given we're a few games in now, this is one where you should say Leeds have to win in terms of quality. Not have to win, isn't it? It's a must win, but this is a game I think Leeds should be winning quite comfortably. Just given, Everton's form, our form, recruitment, coaches, styles, I think we're much more established in all of those than Everton are. I think they're a bit mixed-matched recently. Don't think they really know what they're doing, where they're going, the direction, the settled team. When I watch them, I don't really see a style, a very defined style anyway. It's clear what they want to do in games, but this is a game, I think, unlike Brighton, you can kind of accept in hindsight that Brighton are an excellent side. I think this Everton side is a team, if we're serious about finishing higher up in the table than last year, this is a side you have to beat. Or, I think in retrospect, at least perform much better than in the game. Do you know what I mean? This is a team we have to perform better than. A result, as I said many times, a result a lot of the time is simply down to finishing, putting the ball in the net, which you can't really train, you can't really teach, that's instincts. But in terms of performance, I want to see us play better than them. I want to see us dominate them for a large part of the game. And I think we can. I think we can do that. Obviously, I think we're very capable of doing that. It's an interesting one for me. After the loss to Brighton, the reaction of some things I've seen is just crazy. Given a week before we were on cloud nine. And I was very happy, but I said I'm not going to get carried away. It's a win, but we've got to continue. We've got to be consistent. And for me, this one is pressure in terms of we're at home. People, after one defeat, are already questioning Marsh's everything and individual players' everything. I saw earlier a little thing going around. Kamara played, didn't he, for Monaco, and he played really well. And you know what? That's entitled people to talk about Tyler Adams as if there's any comparison at all, given he's our player and Kamara isn't. And I don't care if he's doing well. I couldn't care less. People say, oh, well, Tyler Adams played bad at the weekend. Everyone played bad at the weekend. I don't think Tyler was by far the worst performer in the team at all. Yeah, Kamara played really well against PSG. Congratulations. Don't care. He's not a Leeds player. Don't care. It's so easy to just look at players like that and say, oh, look at this. He's playing well. Look, I just don't get the conversation. It's done now. Get over it. Leave it. It doesn't matter. Who cares, man? The Kettle there had an amazing performance as well the other day. Who cares? So I just don't get it, man. We're just gonna do that all season. A player performs bad, so we're gonna look at who we could have signed. Players doing well in the Premier League. Oh, we could have got him. We couldn't have got him. Whoever it is. Otherwise, did it come? People saying we could have got Adams. Clearly not, because they've literally said we're not going to sell. Meaning they're going to ask for ridiculous amounts of money to sell. So there's another one we couldn't have got. Like, obviously, like the whole Kamara Adams thing, I don't understand. Adams is a class player for Leeds, and he's played excellent against Chelsea, who are a top team. Like, I don't care who's doing well for another team. I don't care. So that's enough on that. Back onto the game. That's just a little thing I'm seeing. The press conference, well, it was released today, but it's from Everton saying Patrick could be close. That was a few days ago. But still, is he? He's not fit though, is he? He's close to returning. He's not fit. Sinistera is close as well. I want to see him start. I've said that. I think Sinistera up against their fullbacks of Mayelenko and who's on the right? Let me check. Yeah, so what's that? Nathan Patterson, Michael Keane. Yeah, I'd really fancy Sinistera. And I think that's one, and Jack Harrison as well, on both of them wings. And that's one thing I see as that we should do in this game. I really think their back 4, 5, whatever they play, are there to be at. I really do. If they play a back 5, obviously they're going to then initiate a counter-attack, right? Which is where I think they could be decent. You've got Dwight McNeil and Anthony who's quick. And wide, we'll play wide. We know what they're going to do. That's the thing. We know what they're going to do. I think that's obvious through, Frank Lampard, and we know what they're going to do. They're not going to change the tactics. They're just going to use that passion and that motivation to get at Leeds and run forward quick and fast and all that. We know what they're going to do. But I think attacking, we can really damage them. If they play a back five and they play the counter, I think in transition, the back five usually means Michael Keane and I think Tarkowski will be very wider. They'll be a lot more wide. And that'll really isolate them. I think, especially Rodrigo's movement, Sinisterra's movement, Dan James's movement as well. Big guys, quick movement in between them. So I think that is a position where we could really damage. Brendan Aronson in there will cause problems. And then you've got to look at midfield and think Aronson, Rocker, and Adams pressing and disrupting who they got. Onana and Iwobi. Onana played decent the other day when I saw him, but I think as a midfield three, they are really there to be got at. And I think that's, as Jesse said in his press conference, if we can do our game plan, forget about them, focus on our game plan, we will win the game. And I think it's true. I think we got a bit lost against Brighton. Brighton are good at that. They can make you get lost easily. They're good at that. But these are not Brighton. These are here to be beat. And if we are serious this season, we have to beat teams like Everton. I'm not thinking Everton are, good, excellent club, amazing fan base, but where they're at the moment, I'm sure their degree, they're not where they used to be at all. They're not in trouble, but they're in a weird patch, kind of like we were last year, I guess. Kind of not knowing what they're doing, where they're going, kind of thing. So it's going to be an interesting game, but I think transitions are going to be huge in this game. Whether is Cody injured? Did I read that? I don't know, but whether it's him, whoever, Tarkowski, Holgate, I think there's a real chance. This is a chance for us at home to say that was just a blip against Brighton. This is us. It's one of them games. If we don't get anything from the game, imagine the online abuse to Jesse Marsh and the players will be out the roof probably, which I wouldn't agree with. As I said, we're going to have points in the season where it's going to be good and we're going to have points where it's going to be bad. But this is, without doubt, a game we have to win in terms of if we want to be where we want to be. We can't just beat Chelsea and then forget that. We have to build on a decent start we've had against this side, against a poor side. Sierra poor side at the moment. They brought in Neil Maupay, who likes to score against Leeds, but again, isolation, getting the ball to him is probably going to come through the wingers. Maybe try moves in behind. I'm not sure he's that mobile. He's obviously gets in good areas. But there's ways we can exploit them, a lot of ways. And I think our energy and our passion and our pressing could exploit that back 4 or 5 on the ball. We saw Brighton, they're very good on the ball. Technically, they're one of the best in the league. Technically, individual players. Everton are not. They rely on passion and, support and, all the mental stuff. They rely on that to get results and a bit of quality from, like Anthony and whoever. But for me, we've got to just show what we can do, what we know we can do. That's what we've got to do in this game. And I think we'll get something out of it. I'm looking at players to step up, react. I don't think the starting lineup's going to be different. I think it's going to be the same, to be honest. But it did say mention Click is fit enough to start, which is interesting. Could this be a game we see a little change in there? Maybe. Dan James out, maybe Click in there. Harrison and Sinisterra, potentially. Rodrigo up top, maybe. Don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I always am. That's what I like. I'm looking forward to these games. I'm looking forward to see what we can do, what we can pull out the bag. And don't get me wrong, it's Premier League. It's not going to be easy. They're really going to push for us. They're going to use momentum and motivation and all that Frank Lampard, lead stuff to get a result. They're going to want this. They're down in the table. They've been in the bottom 3. They need to get out of it. They're going to really want this. So for me, we've got to ride them storms, which will inevitably come, and defend well in areas and times, and counter them and press them and use our quality to win the game. Yeah, and that's about it on the game. There's a few I've already spoke about, the Adams stuff. I just saw it when I came on. I just thought there's no point. What's the point in trying to get a point across? Say, look, I told you we should have got him. We shouldn't have got him. I'd have took them both. But we've got Taylor Adams, and he's performed excellent. The only game he hasn't performed well is a game where we got it all wrong. Everyone got it wrong. Just because a guy's playing well in another league doesn't necessarily mean he's going to smash it in this league, in this team, in this system. So, whatever. I don't care about him. I don't care about Leeds players. So, people want to score points and say, we said he was good. Don't matter. So what? He's not our player. Stick up for our player who's playing really well. Who we're all talking about against Chelsea is what the best signing of the season so far for us. Now suddenly we're comparing him to other people. It's just dudes, mate. But whatever. That's that. On that. Just want to quickly touch on Dan James stuff as well. I saw Fabrizio said about a loan to buy. I don't think we want to do that. I hope not. Because we're not getting the money in. Would that mean we're not going to invest that money because we've not got it? Or could it be we will invest it in thinking that the loan will end in a buy to bring in Hwang? I've seen a lot of people looking at his performance against Wolves saying he's rubbish. He isn't rubbish. He's a good player. His season under Jesse Marsch was excellent. He got double figures goals and assists. I don't care what league it's in. It's the same league Brendan Harrison smashed it in. Look at him. Hwang is a Jesse Marsch player. I'm not going to talk too much about him because he's not signed for Leeds, but if it was that to happen, he's a Jesse Marsch player. And what we've seen with Jesse Marsch players under this regime, they work. He epitomises it. In Wolves, he's not a player that fits their system at all in the slightest. Yeah, look, everyone's ever got him because he didn't clear a ball properly. Because where were the players when he kicked that ball? No one reacted. But whatever, that's my thought. So let's just wait and see. I do think we're going to get someone in. I've got a feeling. I've just got a feeling we're going to get someone. I do. Whether it's him or someone else, I've just got a feeling we're going to get someone. Probably someone in this country, given how short time is, but there's going to be someone, I believe. Dominoes to fall is what Jesse Marsch said. Dominoes to fall. And Wolves are close to signing a striker, by the way. Wolves are really close to signing a striker, according to Fabrizio. Is that the domino? They will then free up that player to come to us, maybe. The Dan James thing, does that get resolved as well? And then we bring him in? I don't know. Let's see. But yeah, look forward to the game tomorrow. I can't wait. Will I feel like that at full time? It's Leeds, isn't it? We don't know. But yeah, let's stay positive. Let's see what happens. Let's enjoy the game. Thanks for the support. Appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. And peace.